Hey up and welcome back, and due to popular request I'm just going to take you through some of the upgrades I've made to my Interceptor and my classic 350. So first off then, on the Interceptor, as we can see here, the CNC alloy brake and clutch levers from either Tech Bike Parts or from Hitchcock's motorcycles, and unlike the OEM levers, these are adjustable for span, and all the better for it, and aesthetically altogether more pleasing on the eye. So those are the CNC brake and clutch levers on the Interceptor from Hitchcock's or Tech Bike Parts. I've also fitted Oxford heated grips. I do occasionally take this bike out when the weather's a bit on the parky side, and heated grips make a big difference. Okay, let's go down to the lights, and here I have upgraded the indicators to the Tech Bike Part LED slug type indicators, which I think look an awful lot better than the plastic chrome OEM affairs. And there we see Royal Enfield's very own handguards, quite reasonably priced these, and particularly in combination with the heated grips, a useful accessory for the colder months. Moving down the bike, you can see there the polished stainless steel front mudguard and the upgraded mudguard bracket, both from Hitchcock's. Very much a stylised upgrade, but particularly on this Chrome Mark II Interceptor, I think all the better for it. Also here I have upgraded and fitted the Royal Enfield Precision oil cooler guard. Also from Hitchcock's, these chrome engine guards, and they can be found either branded Royal Enfield, which are slightly thicker, or Hitchcock's own. Also from Hitchcock's there, the sump guard stroke bash plate, which has both utility and aesthetic value. Quite a good looking piece of kit there, quite a useful bit of added protection. And coming around to the side of the bike, there we see from Tech Bike Parts the CNC foot peg and brake lever assembly. So those there, a considerable improvement both in appearance and feel to my mind. I've also fitted these Lex Tech slip-ons. Excellent value for money, Lex Tech, about £300 the pair, and sound absolutely fantastic. Way better than the originals. Coming up now, we see the mounting frames for the Jivy semi-rigid luggage set. Again from Hitchcock's. At the rear there, the polished stainless steel rear mudguard, also from Hitchcock's, and the upgraded LED tail light and indicators from Tech Bike Parts. And there you can see the chrome rear rack, and that's from Hitchcock's. A top quality piece of kit there that replaces the OEM grab bar, which is nothing to write home about. Now to the other side of the bike, and we see again the Tech Bike Parts CNC foot peg upgrade, and there the gear lever upgrade. And from Hitchcock's, the Enfield Precision chain guard, which is a big improvement on the OEM plastic affair. And there you can see from Tech Bike Parts the polished alloy cover for the clutch assembly. And again from Hitchcock's, the Royal Enfield touring seat, a vast improvement on the stock seat, a lot more comfortable and looks the part. So there will be links to all of these accessories in the description below, and there we can see fitted the Jiffy semi-rigid luggage, which then brings this Interceptor into the world of practical touring. And these panniers are very well made indeed. Combination locks on the zips there. And inside, a very reasonable amount of storage space, including those retaining straps. German Shepherd is optional with this kit. So there we have it. My upgrades to the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. Now moving on to my beloved little Royal Enfield Classic 350 in Halcyon Green. Love this little bike. What a good looking piece of kit. What a fantastic retro bike. Not many upgrades to this, doesn't need it. But again, as you can see there, the adjustable CNC brake and clutch levers from either Tech Bike Parts or from Hitchcock's. A vast improvement on the OEM levers, which are not adjustable and which frankly look a bit cheap. And around to the back, and there we can see the Royal Enfield rear rack available from Hitchcock's. They're in powder coated black. Now luggage wise, here we can see that I've fitted the fixing frames for the Royal Enfield military style dispatch rider style panniers and some flowers and a dog. Back to the panniers, and I think these look really, really cool indeed. They're made of a very, very high quality canvas with good quality double D ring retaining straps there, and as you'll see when we have a look inside, they are kept waterproof by means of roll top liners inside each of those panniers. Bit of a faff with one hand, it has to be said, but absolute top quality heavy duty strapping there. And there you can see inside the waterproofing is provided for by that roll top liner. And if you're gonna fit luggage to the Classic 350, this is the luggage to fit. One accessory I took off at last were the large so-called Indian crash bars that I had on this bike, which a lot of you didn't like the look of, and come to think of it, now neither did I. And I think the bike looks an awful lot better without those cow catchers on the front. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through some close-up shots now, so that I can explain the rationale really from my point of view. In terms of these indicators, these LED indicators from Tech Bike Parts, I just happen to think, and particularly in relation to this, the Chrome model, that they add a little bit of gravitas to the bike. The OEM indicators are perfectly satisfactory, but they are of a very cheap looking plastic chrome and have the orange lenses, whereas these smaller slug type Tech Bike Parts LED indicators look a lot more classy to my mind. So here the upgraded front mudguard hanger from Enfield Precision. I fitted this because fitting the polished stainless steel mudguards, to my mind, required an upgrade also on the fixing bracket there. Worth pointing out though that if you're going to use this Enfield Precision hanger in conjunction with the polished stainless steel mudguard from Hitchcock's, there will be, as I'm sure you can see there, just a little bit of the holes in the mudguard for the brackets left exposed. Now, I can live with that. You've got to know it's there to see it, basically, and you've got to be close up. But that's something I can live with, no problem, because that hanger there is a big improvement on the stock item. Now, these engine protection bars, and these were one of the very first accessories I fitted to my Interceptor. I think aesthetically they look good, but they've got great utilitarian value as well. You don't want to damage those engine casings if you drop the bike. That will be very expensive. Now, the engine bars are available from Hitchcock's. You can either buy them Royal Enfield branded, in which case they will be slightly thicker than these bars here, or you can buy Hitchcock's own chrome engine bars with the slightly smaller, but to my mind more subtle thickness to them. But again, I think these look really smart on the bike. Now for the CNC clutch mechanism cover. A practical piece of kit this. It does offer protection to that exposed and potentially vulnerable part of the bike's clutch mechanism, and also because of the way that it's contoured to the rest of the engine casing there, absolutely sets off that part of the bike very well indeed. A very reasonably priced accessory there from Tech Bike Parts. And to this fabulous top quality rear rack from Hitchcock's in chrome there. Very, very well made piece of kit. Very heavy quality feel to it. Excellent quality welds. Very practical application if you want to bungee anything to the back or fit a tail pack, and fits in very, very well there with the overall chrome finish on this bike. Well worth investing in. And from Tech Bike Parts, the rear tail light and rear indicators upgrade kit. Both the front and rear come as complete kits with the lighting units and all the required wiring to fit them. A fairly straightforward process and a huge improvement on the rather cheap looking plasticky stock parts that come with the bike. So I would certainly recommend this upgrade, particularly for the chrome models. Now, the upgraded slip-ons are a must in my opinion. They are a vast improvement in terms of appearance, weight and above all sound on the stock exhaust pipes, and these from Lextech are very reasonably priced and reward you with reduced weight, better aesthetics, better sound and a little improvement on performance. And the luggage again, as you can see there, the Givi semi-rigid panniers. They use the mono-key system that Givi favour, so you can fit other mono-key cases to the frames, and that gives you a number of options for touring, because touring on a motorcycle like this would be a real pleasure and entirely practical proposition. Do it in style and get some Givi panniers fitted. These again from Hitchcock's. Now the CNC foot pegs and brake and gear lever assemblies from Tech Bike Parts make for an aesthetic improvement in the appearance of the bike, in my opinion. But also an improvement in terms of the positioning of those foot pegs, because what comes with the kit are a couple of brackets for either a standard fitting or a lengthened fitting, which you can see there, which allows you to position that foot peg forwards, backwards, up and down. So a very practical proposition there that allows you some adjustability in the location of the foot pegs. Now from Enfield Precision and available from Hitchcock's, the oil cooler guard and the chain guard represent a much better made option than the stock items, which are both plastic. So the oil cooler guard and the chain guard both come in this stainless steel brushed finish, as well as a black powder coated finish. Now on to the Classic 350 and the brake and clutch levers. I replaced these for a couple of reasons. Number one, the stock parts look and feel very cheap indeed, and number two, the stock parts are not adjustable for span and are fixed a little bit wide for my liking. So these reasonably priced and very attractive looking adjustable brake and clutch levers, either from Tech Bike Parts or from Hitchcock's, are just the job to upgrade that area of the Classic 350. As for the Royal Enfield canvas panniers and of course the fixing kit required, these to me are a very, very stylised addition to the bike. Really set it off well, completely in character and very, very robust and practical. The mounting frames themselves contain a base element which supports the bag and therefore allows you to put in much heavier items than would otherwise be the case. The fabric is absolutely premium quality, as is the strapping on that double D retention system there, and all in all a very, very pleasing on the eye and practical addition to your Classic 350. And finally on the Classic 350, the rear rack, the Royal Enfield branded rear rack, again available from Hitchcock's. Very well made, very well put together piece of kit. Relatively straightforward to fit, just a little bit fiddly getting the bolts back in there via the passenger seat. But once home and dry, a very, very useful addition to the bike and a vast improvement on the stock grab rail. Okay then, if you've got either or indeed both of these bikes, hope that was of some interest to you and gave you one or two ideas about how you can upgrade both their practicalities and their looks. Relevant links are in the description below, so until the next time, ride safe, be kind, and I'll catch you on the next one. Toodle pip.